Hey guys, I decided to break apart the pesticide and the fertilizer conversation only because I thought the video was getting a little long and I thought it would be better to split the two up. So I'm going to go over the fertilizers that I use. Again, not an exhaustive list. These are just the things that I currently have experience with, things that I've used, and things that have done really well for me. So first I'm going to start off with good old Miracle-Gro. So this is actually a rather full container because I bought it when I first started gardening, and actually when I first started gardening I didn't use any fertilizers at all. I didn't even know soil mattered, so I would buy the cheap $2 topsoil bags at Walmart and plant all my stuff in that. And obviously it worked because I've always had a garden. It didn't work well, and I didn't know why. It wasn't until the first time my uncle used mushroom soil when I built a new garden bed and I planted vegetables in it, and it went woo! So now that I understand soil is one of the most important things about your garden, I have been dabbling into other things. So back to the Miracle-Gro. This is one of the first things I tried, A, because it was super cheap, and B, because it was super accessible at Walmart. Since then, I have learned that I want to try and be a little bit more organic, a little bit better for the earth. So I don't really use this very often. I have another bottle inside that's specific for seed starting and transplantation. I mix that in with water and feed my seedlings that just till it's gone. And this one I haven't used that often. This one though, Caleb actually got the Fox Farm products for Christmas because he thought he was going to get into hydroponics for some reason, and you know, you read everything, this is really good. So I stole this one. This is the Grow Big, and I've been mixing this in with my water to water my vegetables bi-weekly, monthly, something like that. It kind of varies on what I'm looking at, and so far it's been really nice. The vegetables have really loved it, so I highly recommend this. This will get you more of an organic experience when it comes to fertilizers. And I didn't say this, but fertilizers, what's really important is the numbers, the ratio. This is a 644, so it's NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. That is what's within your fertilizer. So you want to look for a nice even number like that. Since it's higher in nitrogen, that's why it's giving more output, giving more growth. All right, that's basically what I use outside for fertilizers that I mix in with water. I also have been using the Espoma products quite a lot. I watched a lot of videos. Most people swear by the Espoma products, so I decided I'm gonna give it a shot. The first one I tried is this one, rock phosphate. In other words, phosphorus. This is another great element, I can't think of the word, element for your plants. Phosphorus really helps with root development. So when I started seeds for the first time, I would sprinkle a little bit of phosphorus in my up-potted seedlings to develop really strong roots. And it worked really well. And whenever I do transplants and I don't think the plant's growing really well, I throw a little bit of phosphorus on it. And as you can see, I bought this bag. It's still extremely full. Like, it lasts forever because you don't need very much. And it also lasts forever as far as not gonna go bad. So that was my first Espoma product. And since that works so well, I went to this one next. This is the berry tone. So this is something you put on your strawberries, your raspberries, your blueberries. I'm assuming blackberries as well. I just don't have any of those. And I cannot tell you what a difference this made. My strawberries grew big and bushy and so prolific. I could get cartons of strawberries off of one planter of it. So berry tone I definitely swear by. I'm getting real low on it. So I really need to get more of that, but I haven't been able to find more in the store. The next one I tried, I believe, was this one. This is called Garden Tone. Essentially, this is just a good overall garden fertilizer that you can use. I get this and I kind of apply it probably beginning of July. I think I do it first after they've been planted for a week, and then I'll probably do it again sometime in July, and then probably again sometime in September, because my garden kind of goes until probably mid-November is when things finally die off. But so this has been a really nice fertilizer to sprinkle in, feed the soil, feed the plants, and help them keep growing nicely. Then I tried Tomato Tone. So Tomato Tone is specifically designed for your tomatoes. The reason I bought this is because I had some Roma tomatoes last year, and they were consistently getting blossom end rot. That is when your plant starts and there's the flower, or sorry, your fruit starts and the flower just kind of rots on the bottom and the bottoms turn black. That's called blossom end rot. And that is caused by not consistent watering, which then blocks the plant's ability to uptake calcium, which is what causes blossom end rot. So since I don't have drip irrigation and they were living in pots, the water was not consistent enough for them and they weren't able to absorb calcium very well. I tried buying antacids, crushing them up and sprinkling in. That's like a home remedy you could do. Didn't help me. So I bought the Tomato Tone, and that did work a little better. I mean, my overall issue is still not consistent watering, but this did help get less blossom end rot on my fruits. So now I just keep it around and sprinkle it on my tomatoes, you know, every 2 months or so, just to give them a new feeding, make sure they've got enough energy in those roots so that they can keep giving me nice consistent fruit all year. This is newer for me this year. This is Espoma Biotone Starter Fertilizer. This is generally just an overall, you're starting a plant fertilizer. So when you buy a plant, you transplant it for the first time. When you're growing seedlings and you need to up-pot them, sprinkle some of that in. I used it this year on my up-potted seedlings instead of the phosphorus, and it worked pretty well, I think. And I did use it when I transplanted some plants that I bought, and I think it didn't hurt them. It really helped them not have transplant shock. That's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes when you transplant plants, it takes a while for the roots to dig into the native soil, and they just kind of sit there and they're not happy. So that fertilizer helps them get happy in their spot, and then they're good to go. I forgot a different one. This is an Espoma product I use as well called Plant Tone. This is for my flower gardens, not my veggie gardens. So I use that one. And another one I wanted to show is an indoor product. Most of the stuff I've been focusing on is outdoors, but I do have this Espoma organic indoor fertilizer that you mix with water and you can feed your indoor plants. One thing that you have to remember is when your plants are in containers or in pots, they run out of nutrients and they run out of good things in the soil because they only have a certain amount to work with. So it's more important to consistently feed your plants that are in pots in order to continue to watch them bloom and perform their best life. So I got that to help with some of my indoor plants. I've been noticing some of them were kind of drab. I changed out the soil this year for the first time in a long time, and I started doing a more regular fertilization schedule, and that's been really helping them. But anyway, I just wanted to share what I know, what I have used, what I have found a success with, and hope that it helps you guys. Thanks for watching.